What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about Faraday future ticker is FFIE. I want to give you a good breakdown and overview of the data points and also talk on what prompted this sell-off. So I'm going to go over all of that. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get right to it. So even on Friday, it did go down 4.73%, but as you can see on the 23rd, it was massive, despite the news that did come out. So as you can see right here, I do have Seeking Alpha Premium. You can get a 7-day free trial, link in the description below and also the comments to have a lot of good compiled information. But as you can see right here, Faraday did give a production update on the 23rd, even though with that though, it still went down 15%. And their production update was right here. So as far as their starting production on the 29th. So for the most part, that is pretty good in general. But what they submitted to the SEC far overshadowed anything. So as you can see, the SEC filings, there was something on the 23rd, and this was their 7th update amendment to the whole purchase agreement. And this is all linking to right here, March 30th, a shareholder meeting. And I found this very interesting. So I've reached out to their investor relations in the past and whatever, I got their response on what was needed, but out of nowhere, they actually did email me stressing that I vote for this and look at this for the most part, because this is very, very important to the company. And I found that very odd. I don't know if that was just a general email on any contact information that they do have on anyone basically, or I don't know. But still, no matter what, there's two things up for debate on the 30th, one of which is the important one that they care about. And this is tentatively the purchase agreement for the tranche D and C notes and warrants as well. But of course, it is this 7th amendment that is a little bit scarier. As far as any changes, as you can see, this is the 6th amendment right here, and it goes over a lot of the finite details that you need to know. As far as the overall amount, the only thing that I can really see was the time frame. So it does look like right here, after they do receive the shareholder approval, then the following day, 1 business day later, this is where they are going to start this whole transaction, versus I think it said 5 business days. So there was that, and also right here as well. So pursuant to the amendment number 7, further agreed to purchase on or prior to March 27, 2023, 5 million in principal amount of the tranche B notes, subject to additional original issue discount of 6%. So they're giving quite a lot of discounts as well. So it looks like on C and D, they're giving around 4% per se, but still, as far as the details behind what has fundamentally changed other than the date and this kind of note right here, I haven't really seen anything. But of course, anything in relation to dilution prompts a very big sell-off. And so if you couple that with, unfortunately, Faraday's inability to get past that 50-day moving average, leading up until the 23rd, it was in consolidation mode. So in general, on the 22nd, it started to consolidate a little bit, and then this news comes out. So this just escalates the downward motion so much more. So of course, it's bad, but is it this bad to justify it being at this level? Not necessarily. But of course, I'm not a financial advisor, so you guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. Like I said, I think it's just a combination of the poor timing of the technicals and just the submission of that news. And usually when you do get bad news, you get shorts. So I'll give you guys a quick update as far as what shorts did on Friday and where they're kind of at right now. So short score is currently 75. Utilization is at 100%. Shorts did return 843,000 shares on Friday. So in general, that's a pretty good sign. But even though it kind of shows a bigger problem afoot, the fact that they can return some shares and it still does go down, it just shows a little bit more of a negative sentiment behind the scenes. But there's still 133.09 million shares being shorted, which works out to be around 23.24% of the free float. Cost to borrow is dropping a little bit, so 8.68 is the average. As far as options activity, you do see a lot more orienting towards call options. So of course that's fairly positive. These ones are outliers. So this one is very much shorts hedging their bets. Dark pool transactions, there was only one on Friday, $180,000. So of course that could be positive, negative. You guys determine that up to yourself. As far as on the secondary market, there was only one transaction, which the secondary market is what a typical retail investor trades on. So normally you don't see that big of transactions, but there was one, so $116,000 in one transaction. And that was done after hours as well. And in general, that's fairly good because you can look at the bid, the ask. So the bid at the time was 37 cents, 37.01, and the price went for 37.27, so well over the ask. So definitely someone wanted to get in very desperately. But like I said, looking at the fib levels right now, currently 37 cents. So it is between the S2 and the S1. So it kind of killed a lot of the momentum behind the scenes that was very good. But like I said, normally if you take out that news and if it was just going to trend up like normal, most likely what occurred on the 22nd was going to happen regardless. It was going to be a consolidation. Typically when you bounce off of that, you consolidate and try again. Exactly what happened right here. So in general, I think it is what it is, but most likely I do anticipate it to go up next week because of several different reasons. One of which, it kind of did get a little bit more overbought-ish per se. So it did go from very much oversold to now kind of neutral. So I think this whole pullback is very healthy-ish. Number of retail investors are getting out, unfortunately. But looking on the actual technicals of the broader market, it did actually close above the 50-day moving average on Friday. So in general, going into next week, the broader market is going to be very much optimistic. So of course, helping very much Faraday trend up from here. So again, that's a good summary of what to potentially expect going into next week. A little bit more of a value rally, potentially. Not enough, I don't feel, to get over that 47 cent mark this round as far as this week. But I could be wrong, all dependent on what does come out from the 30th, because of course, that might be positive, negative. There's a lot of different ways how to interpret this upcoming shareholder meeting. But outside of that though, there's going to be, like I said, a couple things coming out this week. So on Thursday, there's GDP, and on Friday, there's PCE. So that could cause a little bit more volatility. And with the Fed speakers, I think there's around 4 different instances throughout the week of Fed speakers. That might cause a little bit more volatility as well. But no matter what, let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments below. And if you do feel that Faraday is going to trend down, how low do you think it's going to go? Do you think it is going to break this 28 cent mark? Because if it does, then this is right here. You can kind of see this and picture this as a virtual cliff. If it breaks a 28 cent mark, then definitely it's a scary time, to be fully honest. So of course that could potentially come depending on the result of the shareholder meeting and just people's interpretation of that. But once again, let me know your thoughts on all that in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. If you do like my Faraday content and want to support the channel, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. And one final thing I just wanted to share with you, there is a good promo with moomoo only up until March 31st. Click on the link in the description below and also the comments and just sign up for a free account. By doing so, you get 1 free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So even if you just do that, that is a complete no-brainer. If you want to throw $100 at it as well, you do get 4 additional free stocks. And because of the whole chat AI movement, you get 2 additional ones over and above that, one of which is AI, second one BBAI. Without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Faraday.